Oh, and here we go. Yes, stereotypes.
So obviously you've got a misunderstanding or something going on with this gentleman. Can you tell me about it?
Well, it's basically, so I saw the fetus on the back of his sign, and I was just like, sort of, what is your stance? Because all I wanted to do was have a conversation, and then he tries to tell me that women aren't oppressed, and that feminism is women trying to be above men, when all women want right now is to be able to walk down the street and walk alone without the fear of being kidnapped, without the fear of being raped, without fear for our lives. And it has to stop. And it has to stop because we're sick of it now. We're sick of it. And it's time for us to actually do something about it. And that's all I was trying to do, is just have a conversation with him to understand. All I want to do is understand, because if he's got differing views, he obviously has a reason for those.
No, I don't want to, because I get insulted and all those sort of things, and then you're saying it's a very complex issue.
Yeah, it is a complex issue.
It is a complex issue, and no, you're not. You're throwing. You're throwing masks at me and dogma and saying things like that, and your mate was too, and this is too. And I am not a specialist in abortion. I am not somebody who's a specialist. I'm holding this so that we don't have it flow off. I'm talking more about that, and I'm talking about other men's issues. I just said so it doesn't blow away. I'm holding it, and the reason because we've got it here because the other bloke is part of the men's rights issue. That abortion is also a men's issue. It is.
But do men have to carry the baby?
No, the man doesn't. So with biology, of course, it is a men's issue because creating a child is between two people, and if because the woman can at any time decide to abort the child.
Yeah, because it's our choice.
No, it isn't your choice.
Why? No, but it's my body.
No, the child's not your body. It's not oppressive, no.
How is that not oppressive by telling a woman what to do with her body?
I'm not telling a woman what to do with her body. I'm saying the child is sacred. It needs to be recognised.
But it's all the
See, what we're doing is we're just going through that same thing.
No, because I'm trying to understand.
And you're not oppressed. You are not oppressed.
So are women safe walking down the road?
Are men safe walking down the road?
Sorry.
Are men safe walking down the road?
Was it a man who got falsely arrested by a police officer, handcuffed, put into the back of a car,
that woman was
raped
murdered.
and killed?
That woman was murdered by a psychopath.
Yes,
and it was recognised he was a weirdo from the start. He was a police officer, and it should have been done. But something should have been done about that a long time ago. He was a murderer, and saying that because the woman on Loose Women said, well, associated it with all men. The thing is, it's not all men.
No, we know it's not. It's
but feminism has been doing that for a long time.
Why are you saying feminism?
We're going there. Okay, we're going there. Okay, yeah. Well.
Okay, so you're not even willing to have a conversation.
I've had the conversation, and it's not really a conversation.
It's not a conversation.
It's not.
Because you're just trying to force your views on me.
I'm not. Then here you are playing the victim card again. I'm forcing you.
How am I?
I'm not forcing my views on you. You came to me.
How's this not forcing your views on people?
It's not forcing your views. It's talking about an issue that's a very complex issue.
Yeah, it is a complex issue.
This is not all about you.
Did I say it was all about me?
You're behaving like it is. Now.
It's all about me.
Can I just have a look at your signs? Can I have a look?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can give you a leaflet as well if you like.
With regards to the lady obviously having an opinion that's different to yourself, can you elaborate?
She's allowed that.
Can you elaborate a bit more on what she was talking about?
She was talking about that she's oppressed because she's a woman. I'm saying no, you're not. And she was talking about it's her body, her choice to do with the child. And I'm saying it's not just that; it's a more complex issue than that. That the child is actually. See, I didn't come here to talk about bloody abortion because it's not really my subject. But I was holding that sign with the other one behind it because the sign is the other one that I know about, which is domestic violence and the domestic violence industry, and the woman who opened the first shelter for women who were battered, and she's a men's rights activist, and in some respect she agrees with a lot with what we say. She's still alive, Erin Pizzi. Read her work. When she opened the first shelter, she found the first 100 battered women that were in there. She found 62 of them as violent as the men. She says it's not a gendered problem, it's a generational problem. I was holding that sign behind the other sign. I wasn't representing that. But abortion is an issue for men as well, because it's a human issue. It takes two to make a child. Now, if the woman if the child's going to kill the woman, then the woman has to be saved because she's the, that's most important. Her life's sacred.
So what I get from your point is that the lady chooses whether to abort or not without having a man say.
Yes.
Is that what?
Yeah, and it's a complex issue, and this is why societies have always had traditions to deal with really complex issues like that. And we're now in our society, we've lost a lot of our traditions. And yes, some of them were bad, some of them were oppressive, but then again, what she doesn't realise is that society has also incredibly been oppressive towards men as well. I talk about the vote, they think men have always had the vote. The men didn't always have the vote. They used to have to, they were conscripted into war. So it's complex. We need communication, even with disagreement. But I was having slogans thrown at me, and then I was having insults thrown at me. And the rage in people's faces as if I was some kind of asshole that was wanting to oppress people. And I'm not. I want to discuss this stuff, and there's reasons for it, because I come from a very dysfunctional family myself. I'm not one of these academic feminists who lives in a wealthy bubble who's making vast amounts of money through charities and other things like that as an academic or as a legal person. We got this huge population, doesn't matter what it is now, who are taking money and not looking after, they're not doing their jobs, there's no responsibility, and they're living in a bubble, and they don't like average people. We've had a huge amount of damage done to our society's families, and our families are the basis of everything.
Can I just ask you then, when two people have got a different opinion to each other, how do you get over the problem of obviously disagreeing with each other to help come to mutual understanding?
Sometimes you don't. You can end up going away fuming, and then maybe she will learn how to debate her side of the discussion better. This is why debate is so important. I go to Speaker's Corner. Very, very important place. They used to have different Speaker's Corners in the country. We don't have them anymore. And you've got to have this debate, but it's very hard when you've got slogans being thrown at you. You can throw slogans back, but abortion is a really sensitive subject.